Hello there guys, it's Nick Dempsey here and I'm back in the world of Numenera playing more Torment. It has been a long time since I last played this game and there's something I don't actually remember, but what I remember is that we were in the town of whatever, I don't remember the name of the town, but we have to choose between Callistan and Callistigenaligan in order to pick our companion, but let's see what's going on in this town. Yes, now. What are you doing to this poor man, horrified man? Why am I watching this? What the hell is going on here? Let's see. Yin the Overseer, a stout, middle-aged man, stands atop the execution platform. Oh, so they are executing someone. He wears the badge of a city official and a fringe of dreadlocks hangs down to his shoulders from his otherwise bald plate. Okay. He gives you a disinterested look as you approach. Please stay back to the others. What's going on here? He casts a brief glance over his shoulder towards Rhys. Rhys? The prisoner, Rhys of Floodwater, is being publicly executed as a warning to all who would flout the laws of Sagus Cliffs. Oh, Sagus Cliffs was the name of the town. Or the area, I don't remember. What is Rhys' crime? Treason. He sold the state secrets to the enemies of Sagus Cliffs. This is bad, my friend Rhys. How does the execution work? Another rustic. It is very simple, sir. Our nanos introducing him an hallucinogenic state. What a word! In this state he experiences visions, nightmares really. He speaks of the things he sees and his words become flesh as they leave his mouth. We shape the flesh into a human-like form. The death you see beside him. Whoa, what a ritual! He gestures toward the hideous figure, which looks to be made of rotting viscera. As more stents escape his mouth, this death wraps them around him and they slowly crush the life out of him. I don't think I can save this guy, and I don't even think I want to save him. Once the condemned is dead, the devourer of wrongs will eat his corpse. He raises his chin, proud. Thus is justice upheld in Sagus Cliffs. Okay, so what do his words mean? He shrugs. Some believe there is wisdom to be gained from the rantings of the condemned. I have never gleaned any. Others say that the torment of the condemned means nothing, but it deters would be criminals from committing offenses of their own. I have never noticed that to be true either. Okay, so let me ask something else. Who are you? He bows lightly. I am Yin, Overseer of Capital Punishment, charged by the Council with organizing public executions and making sure they run smoothly. You know what? I don't want to see him die, so farewell. Let's talk to the horrified man. What is he going to tell me? This man stares at the execution in utter horror. He cannot look away. No crime deserves such a punishment. How can this be allowed? Why is everybody watching this? They are animals. Yeah, okay. Well, so now, Tibir, you have a name, so you probably are important for the story. Exactly. Wow, he also has a team, apparently. Pacing the edges of the crowd is a paunchy old soldier with a swaggering stride. At the moment, however, his jauntiness seems overshadowed by worry, and he alternates between watching the execution and searching the crowd as if looking for a miracle. Then his eyes light on you. Maybe he's a friend with the condemned.
You look like someone who believes in justice. How'd you like to help a poor soul wrongfully condemned?
Exactly. What kind of help do you need? I don't need anything, but my friend there on the platform is dying. Yes, exactly. I kinda knew he was a friend. It was obvious, really. The nightmares his executioners have induced in him spill from him with every word he speaks and wrap around him like a snake. He glances at the execution. I know there are but a few strands around him now, but in a few days' time... Few days? An execution like this lasts days? What the hell? That's a torture. In a few days' time, they'll shock the life out of him. I cannot imagine a more horrible way to die. Yes, it is indeed horrible. He pauses. Well, that's not true. I have an imagination that would shame a sailor. Okay, I didn't need to know that information. He leaves it. You'll need to be swift and willing to hold justice above law, but there is a way to save him, if you will hear me out. Why are you helping him? Is friendship not reason enough? He declares. Then his shoulders sag, and he hangs his head. Actually, truth to tell, there's more to it than that. Okay. I'm partly to blame for him being up there, and Gil's a strong motivator, huh? Oh, so you're the culprit, actually. I want to talk to your friend. Are you mad? It's an execution. It's surrounded by levies. I don't know what levies are, probably the guards. They won't let you near him. And even if they did, he's out of his head. You'll get nothing but gibberish. I still want to try. As you wish. Just don't say I didn't warn you. The levies are not to be trifled with. What's your plan, by the way? A simple one, but it requires nerve. What the hell is going on there? What's the big shadow of a monster? Cthulhu-ish or something? Okay. He lowers his voice. It would be nothing for someone of your noble demeanor to masquerade as a city officer and thus the council clerk for an achieved copy of an old stay of execution. Also, I have to pretend to be a city officer. Okay. Once you have it, I'll write out a fresh one and add Rhys' name. Then we'll present it to the overseer here, and poor Rhys will be set free. This sounds like an extremely risky plan. Nonsense, he says, waving a hand. It couldn't be simpler. Just be calm, confident, and wear a winning smile. He gives you a winning smile. What if we talk to the crowd? Looks uneasy. Well, you're welcome to try, friend, but leave me out of it. Sago's Cliff crowd are notoriously bloodthirsty, and the execution officers are not known for their sense of humor. You might regret it later. Okay. I don't know if I wanna get involved with this, but let's see. I'll try to help him. Then you will need a proper story and a badge of office. Unfortunately, I have the first, and you can buy the second from Sangolin, the clothing merchant in Government Square. Okay. He folds his arm. Once you have a badge of office, you will tell the council clerk you are from the Judicial Oversight Committee, looking into corruption in the commutation of capital sentences. My God, this guy speaks mad words. The stay you're asking for is that of a notorious gangster named Cole Cardin, who was mysteriously set free a few years ago. So corruption, fantastic. When you get Cole's stay of execution, I'll make a copy with Rhys' name on it, and you can give it to the overseer who will free him. You see? Simple. I don't think so. He rubs his hands together. Now, if you let me join you, I'd be happy to show you around the city and help you with all this, and whatever else you have going. What do you say? Thanks, I could use the help. It will be my pleasure, but let's hurry. There's not a moment to lose. Rhys hasn't much time, so I have my first party member, Tibir. What? Yes, I hoped he was kind of tanky.
Thanks
because,
for taking me on,
you know, he
Always good
said
to
he
have a
was a
friend watching
soldier,
your
so...
back, huh? Now,
What are your
what can
strengths?
I do for you?
Well, I can hold my own in a fight. I have a gift for words, as you may have noticed. Oh, so he... Oh, wait, he is a bard, probably. Oh, my God. I hate bards in my party. His hands slip from his hips and cross before him. And I'm not adverse to the odd con or two if you spot one word pulling. So he's basically a con artist. You know what? I think it's best we part. I'll be right here looking for a way to free Rhys from that damn thing. Could still use a hand if you can spare a moment. Yeah, I don't want him in my party right now. Let's first investigate with the lady. If I can talk to Rhys or something like that. This man is large and broad-shouldered, and the steel armor is painted in the silver and indigo colors of Sagus cliffs. He seems to be an ordinary soldier or constable of the city, too ordinary, perhaps. As you scan his face, you see that his features are plain, forgettable, almost generic. Well, that's a nice way to dismiss an NPC description. Not only that, his eyes are a little too large, his smile too firmly fixed upon his face. Anamnesis. You feel certain that you've seen this man, or others like him, in the past. Will you let me pass? Let's try. Regrettably, I cannot. Well, we tried. The soldier's smile doesn't leave his face. By order of the slave families, I must prevent anyone from approaching the condemned man. He gestures toward the wretched figure of the days, who appears to be speaking nonsense as his body is slowly wrapped in rotting entrails. You must be new to the city to ask such a thing. Yes, indeed, I am new to the city. New codex entry. Okay, Levi. Allow me to welcome you to Sagus Cliff, visitor. He speaks the final word like a title, almost an honorific. I am a Levi. You may rely upon me, and others like me, for protection and assistance. At the discretion of the Council on the Slave Families. Slave Families doesn't sound like a cool name, but you know what? Before deciding to save a race or not, I think I have to investigate more. Examine the levy carefully. If you saw the face of this man on the streets of a city, you wouldn't glance at him twice. His features are utterly ordinary and forgettable. Not too ugly, not too handsome. Yes, you already told me this. Farewell. So, spectator, intrigued woman, excited man, spectator, nothing interesting here. So, let's go talk to Seer. You're gonna put some sheets in the bucket or just in your goating? Okay. Steristi and Falinda? Who are this guy? Steristi. Nearly every inch of this merchant's body is covered in tidy wound robes and furs. A hood obscures his head and a mask conceals his face. Well, not exactly some kind of guy you want to meet in a dark alley. It caresses a cracked ancient scroll with dark fingers. It notices you, and gently taps his similarly dressed companion on the shoulder, leaving a smudge of fibrous ink. Fibrous ink? Falinda recognized the thief at once, the kid would say, crossing his swaddled arms. Perhaps he imagined that by speaking with Steristi, he would evade Falinda's notice. Unfortunately for him, nothing ever did. Why is your partner narrating me? Okay, ignores me or doesn't he? Why don't you talk? The merchant does not acknowledge your question the slightest. Watch Steristi work. The merchant's spread-fingered hands glide over a faded parchment with a faint sound of quill scratching. Vibrant letters in an unfamiliar tongue appear in their wake. You know what, Steristi? Let's talk to Falinda, since she, I think it's a she, Falinda, I don't know. Okay, this doesn't stop from not independently furious with me. Okay, Falinda is furious with me for some reason, trembling. It butts at its similar dressed companion. Okay. Neither Falinda nor Steristi could believe it, but the thief had come back. A thief? What had I stolen? Had he come in shame, ready to return what he had taken? No, his hands were empty, his expression baffled. Why are you narrating me? Yes, she's basically speaking like a book or something like that. Falinda crossed his swaddled arms. Perhaps the thief had simply forgotten to return what he had borrowed, but this made him no less a thief. So, are you narrating me? I didn't borrow any. You must have met the previous inhabitant of this body. What did he take? The thief asked. Falinda faltered, but only for a moment. Wow, look at this monster trying to escape this cage or something like that. The merchant's memory was as organized as a library shelf, and it remembered his face, twisted with desire for the very book in question. It remembered the same voice, making promises it apparently had no intent of keeping. 10 years ago? This thief had borrowed a book. Falinda wondered if the scoundrel was possibly familiar with the definition of the word. It did not mean taking a thing and keeping it, after all. Steristi pointedly returned to work, ignoring you both. Falinda sighs, massaging his temples with gloved hands. But in the end, Falinda took a deep, deep breath and asked the thief to simply return the sealed and long overdue book with the 5-color sigil on the cover. Okay, I can't promise anything, but I'll look for it. Dominant tides changed, legacy has shifted. Okay. Gold the tide, raise the tide amount. Probably gold is the lawful good or something like that. It means I've been good. I don't know. The fifth mattered, a shame, but Falinda was satisfied temporarily. With that, the merchant returned to his work. Okay. Quest received, borrowed and lost. So how do I look at my quest? This is items, character's ability. It's probably here. Okay, so stay of execution acquired, huh? Okay. And borrow and lost. Find the book. Fine. Legacy altruist. Dominant tides, gold and silver. The gold tide represents empathy. Okay, gold is good in the Dungeons and Dragons terminology. Empathy, compassion, and sacrifice. People attuned to this tide consider the needs of those they care about to be greater than any other consideration. Martyrs, philanthropists, avengers, and guardians are often attuned to this tide. I like the word avenger. The silver tide represents prestige, power, and all. Okay, so I'm basically exactly lawful good right now. Awesome. Arms merchant. Let's talk to him and see what he has in store for us. The sign over his stall proves the armored room by silent trade. Under the awning, a skinny man with stooped shoulders and a concave chest is clearing a filth-caked weapon of some kind. Done in a moment. Have a look around if you need anything. Show me what you have for sale. Okay, how much money do I have? Nothing. Fantastic. So, which crafted suit is a light armor 1-1 and this is 4-1. So I think I'm going to sell this for 10 coins. And let's see, what weapon do you have? You know what, I've looked at this weapon and I don't think I want to spend the 10 money on something of low quality. I prefer to keep my money and wait for something better to appear. So El Ginto. In front of you is a weary traveler whose grim visage is most obscured by a pointy hat. Upon closer inspection, the lines on his face indicate that he has seen much and has many tales to tell. Hello there, friend, he says. Here to see the Nichtemeron, okay. Nichtemeron, I don't know how to pronunciate this monster's name and probably no one does. My friend in the cage over there. Or are you just looking to spend a word or two? I want to see the creature up close. Your curiosity as you can, friend. It will only cost 25 ships. No. We'll be here. Yeah, I'm not going to give you money. I'm looking for someone who can repair a complicated device. Do you have a piece of the device? Nope. Can't help you fix you something interesting. Okay, so I have some question about this. Is far from mine, friend. As you likely see if he gets too close to his cage. Okay, so what is this thing? A biomechanical union of stubborn curiosity and fronting malice. Who made them? No one can say, but they cannot be trusted or befriended. Oh, so he's half monster, half robot. Cross their paths or thwart their incomprehensible whims, and they'll kill you if they can. Okay, wait, you call the creature he. Is it male? Could be female or genderless or many gendered. Well, who can say? I have a friend imprisoned, and I feel better about the fact that if I don't call him. Okay. I want to ask you about something else. Let's see if I can. Can you come look at the broken device? Kanado will never forgive me if I left him alone. I take that it means you don't have it on you. Are you sure I can convince you to come to the device? Not a chance. Okay. Farewell. Kanado. Let's see what Kanado is up to. This large, bald, broad-shouldered man turns to face you. You freeze. It's not his dark cloak or his sledgehammer. It's that beneath his mustache and goatee. He's so ugly that he scared his own mother in a dark alley. Fantastic, Canadu, you're great. He gives you an abrupt nod, and you get the distinct impression that here stands a man who enjoys the boredom of standing guard at the company of his own thoughts. Nothing to see here until you pay El Ginto, he says, when it's clear that you aren't moving on. With that, he returns his gaze to the distant sea. Okay, you know what? Goodbye, Canadu. And
Yes.
I think Otero, let's talk to Otero. You have a name, so you are an important character of some sort. Wind spins off a distant sea, sweeping between you and the boy, whistling up towards the peaks of Sagus cliffs. He glances at you, then at the crowd in the plaza beyond. He appears to be looking for someone. So you wandered down in the reef, he says. Did you get to that star before the others did? Guess not. That ain't a face that's found a good pick. Don't be rude, boy. I I was the falling star. Let's just tell him to don't be rude. He flinches, though you don't see why. It wasn't as if you shouted. Sorry, he says that last. You remind me of someone I know, the way you said that. And I wasn't being rude. You just don't look happy or rich. It's what you'd call a guess. But despite his hard words, his eyes settle on yours, studying the siding. His mouth settles into an irritated line. Look, he says, running a hand over his stubbless scalp. You hide it well, but I can tell you are new here. I ain't trying to offend you, but I don't like leaving folk new to Sagus on their own. If you have questions about the city, or Circus Minor in particular, I'll answer them free of charge. Oh, thank you, I do have questions. Good, he says, nothing. Let's have them. So...
I'll remember that.
I'm looking for the cult of the changing god. Well, you're not going to be able to miss them, he says, milking. They're camped around that weighted clock on the other side of the square. Okay. He settles his hand on his hips. What do you want with those carcass anyway? They owe you something? Yes, I am the changing. That's my own business. You know what? I'm not going to reveal too much. I ain't here to pry. You know what? Farewell, Otero. So, Belazar, I don't know if I should tell Tibir or not yet. So, I'm going to investigate in the city some more. Let's go here.
Yes.
What if I pick interactive with this? Oh. You inch. Oh, the ugly glare with a sledgehammer as long as short shutters. Oh, you're not working for free. Okay.
I'm ready.
Let's not make him mad. Changing God cultists. Here we are, and here is Friar. So let's talk to the Changing God cultists right now. Oh look, it's one of the Death Cheater's vessels. They recognize me immediately. Ah, can it be? What a fortune, what joy! Kazmin will want to see you, vessel, and Mimion too. Okay, this was kinda easy. So, what if I talk to you? Oh, here are Kazmin and Mimion. Let's talk to Kazmin. As you approach the duo, you see that they are arguing heavily but quietly. The petite woman turns towards you. Her hair is unusual, a light, almost yellow color, and her bright eyes dominate her pretty face. Excuse me, sir, my friend and I were having a discussion and... girl, I am the changing god, so... Your eyes must be on me. Her eyes fall upon your tattoo, and her breath catches audibly in her throat. Exactly. Her pattern is an unnaturally tall man, I see that. Gaunt and sore-faced, his voice sonorous, with fingers that twitch and weave through strange contortions. Occasional light sparks in the air as he does. He turns to you and opens his mouth to speak, registers your tattoo, and closes it again. His throat bobs for a moment and he says, "It is an honor." Oh. He collects himself. If I might impose on your time for a moment, will you tell me about your tattoo? How did you shape it? Do you know why it differs from the others? You mean other cast-offs? Yes, Revered One, your siblings. He bows deeply, and his fingers spark with a repressed joy. Okay, you are a child of the changing God. His mind saw the world through your eyes. Exactly. He gained knowledge in your body, and he has done countless times over the centuries. The tattoo on your head marks you. Oh, this one. Theorize it as a role to play in his creation of you, these cast of shells. You're welcome here, Revered One. You know, I like these guys. I mean, they're treating me nice, so maybe I should become their teammate or something like that. We stand ready to serve as we can. Have you any question? Do you know anything about a device called a resonance chamber? Rumor and conjecture, nothing more. I saw that, okay. Idle speculation from those who wish to pretend to knowledge of your sire's motivation passed along as fact. He leans out to touch you. Have you seen it? Do you know where it is? What it does? The resonance chamber is in the reef of fallen worlds under a broken dome. Truly, Omim, we should organize an exploratory party. Just think, we might be among the first to touch it, and perhaps to learn something from it. His voice is a gentle rebuke. We should focus on uncovering and celebrating his hidden accomplishments, Cass, not prancing around his existing creations like superstitious savages. He waves his finger, and with that, an epiphany seems to break in his mind. He looks sharply at you now, all distraction gone. I do not recognize you, he says. You do not match any descriptions we have recorded. She snaps her fingers, so now is Casmin, as if she is finally figured out a mystery. You are... Wait, let me remember your face. She studies you carefully. You are... Oh my, you're new! Are you the changing god? Can it be? She reaches out to touch your sleeve and pulls her hand back quickly. No, I'm not the changing god. I don't think so. He not satisfied. As I thought, you are a cast of one of his children. He touches you with his long-fingered hand and as if in consolation. Imagine if I am the changing god and I'm just oblivious about that. There is no shame in such a thing. Many cast-offs have come to our attention and some of them have sought to deceive us so that they might seem more important. Yeah, I'm not deceiving you. He smiles softly. If you are as new as we suspect, it's better for us, to know the truth of your existence than to bluster and lie. Crestfallen, she taps your shoulder. Are you sure you're not? She catches herself. No, why would you lie about that? You know, I'm not sure, so I couldn't answer you. I'm not sure about that. So that's what I've got. With a noticeable effort, she branches herself to optimism and she chirps. But you're new, aren't you? You are new. Have you decided what you'll do, what you'll be? Your sire's other children have done amazing things, and no doubt you will as well. He lays an hand on her shoulder, and his voice is low, cautionary. Cass. She looks away from you for a moment, swallowing in sudden tears. Tears? And he says, we have a request for you. Another quest? Oh, it's the third one today. He gestures toward the clock behind him. Dark figures circumambulate these clock faces. I theorize they're your sire's creation of the time shields that protected this city and established a connection with his future selves. Given this, we believe those figures may be cast-offs or ghost of cast-offs, perhaps. The living shells of the bodies your creator has worn previously. Wow. That's a lot to handle. His fingers shrugs eloquently for him. The clock is unmoored in time, you see. We do not have a knowledge sufficient to investigate, but you might. You have a connection with he who created the clock. You should be able to align it with the present time and uncover who these figures are. A gentle, rare smile appears. If you cannot, at least you will increase our store of knowledge. He smiles bravery, looking between Mimion and you, and say, "Oh, she smiles bravery and says, and then we can answer the question you must have, right, Mim? You know what? I'll do it. This seems like a quest that makes me know more about my story." So his computer breaks for a moment, then the wash of relief flooded his face. "This will be a true gift to knowledge, Reverend One. Okay, perhaps you can find an answer where others have failed. You will have our thanks. Our boundless praise." Okay, that's nice. We will answer what we can for you then. Return to us, Reverend One. We will await for you. Quest updated. Follow toward. Oh, so quest updated. This is the main quest. So perfect. This was nice. So in order to find a way, El and the cultists are encamped around the great clock. So if I repair the clock, maybe I will advance. Perfect. So I think we can end this episode, this long episode here. Again, this was much a narrative episode. I still haven't fought a single battle, so maybe I can complete the game without fighting at all, just ignoring them. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe for more content for the next episode of the series, and as always, see you soon!